everyone, welcome back to another 2v2 battle. This is going to be the Greenskins and Chaos versus 2 Empire players. For this battle, I just wanted a horde. So every single slot has been filled up. We have a total of 5 goblins, just normal goblins, 3 over here to support my ally. We have 2 goblin archers over here. Over here is the other 3 goblins. Then we have 5 orc boys. We have 4 orc biggins, 2 immortals in this little pack here. We also have an orc shaman and Grimgore Ironhide. My ally over here has just a line of chosen with a giant, an exalted hero, and then Kolek Suneater. The 2 Empire players, we have a total of 2 outriders with grenade launchers. One of them are over there. 2 more outriders over there in the forest. 2 halberdiers, an Empire knight, a front line of spears over here. 3 crossbows, thunderer, 2 more crossbows over here. More spears, great swords all over the place. A steam tank, amber wizard, Karl Franz on a griffin, and then also this imperial captain. Oh, and a Hellstorm rocket battery, if I didn't mention that. So there we go, 2 Empire players versus the Horde and the Warriors of Chaos. So the reason why I brought the 3 goblins over here is because I didn't want these chosen to get shot up. So I was like, you know what? I'll take the brunt of the charge from the enemy. I'll take the damage on my goblins, it's fine. So we're going to be moving them up here shortly. And this whole formation, I didn't have enough space to really get them in a nice formation. So we're going to do that out here in the open. Kinda. As we get shot by the steam tank. It is currently shooting into our goblins, which is exactly what they are there for. Hellstorm rocket battery is going down on the chosen. Over here, I was spamming my paint tool and just doing this. Like I kept doing it because my ally wasn't moving. They're just sitting here. They continued to sit there for a little while. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, move. What are you doing? You have no cannons. There's no point in sitting back. These outriders are coming out of the forest to meet us in the field, which is not a bad idea. We don't have any ranged over here. But our forces are going... Look at that horde, man. Just the green tide indeed. Goblins taking some of the crossbow fire. That's what they're meant for. These outriders are going to get shots into our orc boys. You never see orc boys. And probably for a good reason. Because they're not good enough and not bad enough. They're like in the spot that... Well, I can talk about them later. But over here... To stop the outriders and to try to disrupt them so we have time to give them a charge, I use the Foot of Gork on them. And you can see that did a lot of damage. It did a lot of damage, and they almost rout instantaneously. They start going to the side of the map, so we are going to pin them there and rout them off the field. Meanwhile, over here, battle is in full effect. I always forget. I always forget. Without fail. There we go. So over here I'm casting Here We Go from our Orc Shaman. So all these people have plus 58 to their attack. There's a Manticore being summoned by the friendly or enemy Amber Wizard. Grimgore is going to be going over here to deal with these great swords, along with some of his immortals are over here as well. And half of our horde is going around the flank and is going to be collapsing in on the back line of the troops of the enemy. Over here, we are going to be routing all of the outriders. I dropped a Here We Go and a Stand or Die. Or, I'm sorry, a Wah and a Stand or Die over here from Grimgore, which is going to keep their attack up by plus 58. And we're just going to chew through these spearmen. The great swords will be a little bit of a, more of a hassle. You can see our forces are getting the flank over here. They are trying to stop us with their Amber Wizard and their Manticore, but we are getting into their crossbows with our Orc Biggins. Orc Shaman is in this clump as well, while Grimgore holds the front line. He's currently around the steam tank. The green tide doesn't stop for no one. Here comes the Black Orcs doing a rear charge on these great swords. And there's Grimgore. We are getting almost a full surround on the enemy, except for over here, I guess. We haven't got a surround over there. But like I said, we are into some of their crossbows. We're getting more units around the flanks. Black Orcs getting into the steam tank. These great swords are just getting massacred by Black Orcs and Grimgore. There goes another Foot of Gork on the great swords over on this side as we charge them with some goblins that came back from routing. You can see it disrupted them a lot and got a lot of kills. And over here, we are getting another charge in with some more Orc Biggins into these crossbows. We just have so many orcs that we can just run around their lines. So give you a heads up view of what's going on here. The Amber Wizard's still alive. The Manticore, I think we... Oh, no, Manticore's over here fighting our Orc Shaman. I threw my Orc Shaman into this group of crossbows to silence it, but we're going to get more reinforcements here very soon from our Orc Boys and Orc Biggins. No, these are all Orc Boys. Okay. Our Orc Biggins are over here. Their main line of spears is crumbling. They do still have some greatswords over here, which we were going to be having to deal with. The other group of greatswords is gone, and this General of the Empire is currently buffed and getting into our Black Orcs and Grimgore, and these Orcs over here are trying to bring down the Steam Tank. I think... Wait. No, not Grimgore. Where's Grimgore? He's over here. What are you doing over here? He'll get in the battle again. Get in there, goblins. There we go. I think I may be sending him against the General of the Empire, or maybe this Manticore. But here goes another Wah. So all of our army has been buffed by plus 58 attack again, or at least most of them. These crossbows are getting massacred by the Orc Biggins. And now I'm going to assist my ally to try and get into the backline of the other enemy player. So I'm going to be sending these Orc Boys across the field to try and assist. You can see we are trying to bring down this Manticore currently. Orc Biggins do have a bonus versus large creatures. The Steam Tank is almost down at this point by our Black Orcs, and we do have the Amber Wizard over here dealing with our Orc Boys and Black Orcs as well, with their majestic Griffin. Manticore is being routed off the field. And here we go, we're getting into the General of the Empire now with Grimgore. I am going to be buffing him, or already did. I maybe already did. But I brought his special item, Gritsnick, I think, which buffs his melee or weapon damage and armor piercing by like 28 or 30%. So I was using that against some of these units. I may have already used it, so I'll cool down right now. But over here we have routed a lot of the crossbows. They are currently going towards our spawn as we get more Orc Boys over into the other side, but we'll look at that later. But I'm just trying to bring down this General of the Empire. Grimgore is really strong, and you can see just taking chunks. There it is, Gritsnick. Weapon damage and armor piercing damage. So the General is running away as he pops potions, I think. Yeah, a potion of healing. Then over here, we're getting our second group of Black Orcs around the flanks to try and get a rear charge on these greatswords who are currently dealing with more Orc Biggins. We're trying to get into a good position, then we'll charge in. Goblins are coming back from routing once again. This Manticore came back from routing, unfortunately, but again, the Orc Biggins do have bonus versus large. And here comes our charge from the Black Orcs into the rear of the greatswords. Over here, we're dropping another Here We Go once again. So through most of this battle, they have been buffed either by Wah or Here We Goes. And here goes Stand Your Ground as well to keep their defense up. And I think it's really shown just by how quickly we were melting the enemy soldiers. Over here, we were trying to finish the job that we started earlier by killing this General of the Empire. And again, we're bringing him down really low. Really low, but he is trying to run away. I don't think we get another hit with Grimgore, unfortunately. Amber Wizard is brought down almost to death, and the Manticore is forced to run again. And I think... Yeah, so this player shatters. So let's stop it right here. As you can see, there's not much time left. And we will watch this from my ally's perspective. So here we have our Goblin group that I sent to aid my ally. Already up halfway through the field. But I can't really just charge on my own. These people are here to take the charge away from the Chosen, so I need to kind of wait for them to catch up. You can see my army is already already engaging with the other players, so I'm not sure why my ally decided to take so long to move up. I don't know, maybe real life situation came up and they had to get away from the computer. It was really weird that they would just sit there, but they are coming up now. And we will be marching forward here again shortly as we get hit by Hellstorm rocket batteries. There's good old Kolek. So we're going to start marching up again. And our goblins should be taking the brunt of the crossbow fire here. Yeah. which is what they are here for. Oh man, that giant got nailed in the face with the Hellstorm rocket battery. And here we go, we're starting to engage against multiple infantry units, taking the charge there. Giant is up in the front lines with us. Chosen are coming in behind. Kolek's gonna go over here to fight these Imperial Knights and Outriders. Kolek is a very strong combatant. And here comes the line of Chosen to back up the Goblins, including their Exalted Hero. My 2 Goblin Archers over here are going to be pouring down fire on enemy crossbows up on this hill. So that's what they're going to be doing back here. That is a lot of Chosen. An Imperial Captain and Great Swords mixing in with some Swordsmen here, or Spearmen doing what they can. Chosen are no joke. This giant has already routed some of these spears in the center line. Meanwhile, over here, Kolek is still battling against the Knights. And you can see he's taken almost no damage and almost killed these Knights. Now he's fighting some Halberdiers. My Goblins over here are still fighting against a group of Halberdiers. I am shocked, really shocked that these Goblins have not routed at least one time yet. It's been a long time in a fight against some Halberdiers who outclass them. I think they should. So I'm really happy with those Goblins, and my other Goblins are going to be coming back up, I believe, soonish. My Archers are going to get flanked by these Outriders over here, so I'm going to switch my fire from the crossbows to shoot at these Outriders with grenade launchers. At some point. I think. Here we go. I think I'm giving them the attack order now. I was trying to micromanage both sides of the battlefield since I had units on both. These Chosen are just tearing through this front line of infantry. Has to be expected. Like, they're some of the best infantry in the game. And there you go. You can see my Goblins now focusing their fire on the Outriders. And in a very short amount of time, 2 Goblin Archers almost brought down an entire Outrider group of grenade launchers. There goes my Spearmen coming back to the fight. Over here, you can see my Orc boys that I sent over are going to be charging this line of rifles and crossbows. I'm now giving orders for our archers to shoot at these crossbows, I believe. And here comes the giant into their lines. Kolek's still dealing with Halberdiers over there. You can see they are taking some damage, but he is as well now. Halberdiers can do pretty well against Kolek. And our Orc boys are going to be able to make it into these crossbows to silence them as the Chosen come in from the other side. Get him, Orc boys. Back over here, the Great Swords are still holding on against these Chosen and their Exalted Hero. I think there's Exalted Heroes over here. Maybe not. Over here, we have Karl Franz doing what he can against our Goblins and these Chosen. He is a very strong melee combatant. Kolek's still over here, holding off some Halberdiers. And my Goblins still fought to the bitter end. I have no idea why. No idea why that they fought to the bitter end. They usually route super quick, but man, they did not this time. So here we go. My Orc boys just continue their charge across the field of battle, routing some crossbows. And now we're going to be getting into these Hellstorm rocket batteries. My Shaman's going to be coming up closely behind. He's somewhere around here. There he is, right there. With some more Orc biggins, or those may be Orc boys, I can't remember. Oh man, shot right in the face. You can see Karl Franz over here in this group of Chosen trying to take them out as the green tide continues to pour over to this enemy. And now we're chasing them into the forest where our Goblins held on very long. And now these Goblins are chasing some routing rifles but getting intercepted by these Halberdiers. Kolek is still alive, barely, but still alive. Karl Franz at half health over here, and for some reason all these Chosen are just sitting right here. But you know, it's fine. It's fine because we're about to win. Ideally, you don't want to clump up all your Chosen around just to Karl Franz. You probably want to spread them out and make sure all the other units die. Maybe have just one unit sit there and tank them for a little bit. But in this case, it didn't matter because the entire Imperial armies at this point shatter. They don't have much left over here. And the other forces that were being chased in the forest, they decided to give up. So good game to my opponent and my ally there. Let's take a look at the kills. 42 kills on Grimgor, 63 on the Orc Shaman. Most of that is because of the Foot of Gorks. Decent amount of kills on the Goblins, really. Orc Boys, I think, did also pretty well. The Orc Biggins, for the most part, did well. Black Orcs, one did pretty good. Although, I didn't buy any of these chevrons, so they just got 3 chevrons in one battle. This was probably the ones fighting against the Steam Tank, I would imagine. And then the Goblin Archers got a decent amount of kills as well. For our other ally here, we have almost 100 kills on Kolek, 47 on the Exalted Heroes, which is really good. And the Chosen did pretty well. They didn't really take much damage, but they massacred everything in front of them, and the Giant did pretty well as well. Jeez. Over here, Karl Franz, 27 kills. The front line of infantry did okay here and there. This Halberdier group, that's probably the one that was fighting against our Goblins who fought to the bitter end. Greatswords got some ranked up there. It's pretty good. The Crossbows did really well until they got shut down, but before that, they got so many kills. Kind of same thing with the Handgunners. The Outriders, same thing. Imperial Knights got shut down by Kolek, and 120 kills in the Hellstorm Rocket Battery. Not bad. Over here, the General of the Empire and the Amber Wizard, I think, did pretty well. Their front line did relatively well. They were fighting against Goblins and the Orc Boys, though, which are easier infantry, but still, I think they did pretty well. The Grey Swords held out for a long time, so they did good. The Steam Tank, 58 kills, not too bad. I'm not sure how many ranks that thing earned, if it had 4 going in or not. The Outriders got pushed off the field immediately. They got the Foot of Gork and then just charged off by Orc Boys, which was fantastic. So that's going to do it for this battle. I don't know if there's really anything we need to look at. I mean, I guess we could take a look at Grimgor. But I already told you what his item done, and I showed it. But 26 seconds, his damage goes through the roof. Through the roof. Look at his damage already. That's normally. And then you add that by another 22% to his weapon and 36% to armor piercing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Throw a wall on top of that. Oh my god. He is just so brutal. So the Orc Shaman with the Here We Go, and then in combination with the wall to keep the troops up for almost, I think, a minute if you time these right. Well, yeah, almost a minute if you time them right. The entire army is going to be buffed up by plus 58 melee attacks. So, like, that's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. I think it works out pretty well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the battle, everyone. This was a lot of fun, just bringing a literal, just green tide of orcs and goblins into the fight. Not much really thought process with this. I was like, you know what? I just want troops. So I was just like, here, let's get these goblins. You know, let's get these boys. Why not? No one ever uses them. But, oh, you know, I touched on this earlier. So the orc boys for 450, they're not bad. The problem is, like, you kind of want to use them as a tar pit unit for the most part, but if you want to do that, then you might as well just get goblins as a tar pit unit. They're not going to do as much damage as orc boys, but they are a lot cheaper and will do what tar pit units do. They keep units busy, or they take fire from ranged crossbows and handgunners. Like, that's what their point is. So the orc boys can't really fill a tar pit role because they're too expensive for that. But then at the same time, they're like not good enough to really bring as a mainstay infantry line. That would be what your orc biggins are for, or like your savage orcs are for. So like they're just in this weird middle tier where they're not really bad enough to bring and they're not good enough to bring. Like, you'd rather bring orc biggins than orc boys. But in this case, I just wanted to fill our entire slot, so I was like, you know what, let's just bring him, because I never really see orc boys, so why not? We'll bring him. And we did, and they did some work. They have a really good charge bonus. I don't know. They're not total crap. It's just they're, in this particular army with so many infantry unit types, they're just kind of, they don't really stand out as much. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed again, and I will see you all next time. Leave your comments and suggestions below, and I will check them out. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.